And the poor people, they're always trying to save money.
The greatest people are self-managing. They don't need to be managed. If once they know what to do, they'll go figure out how to do it. And they don't need to be managed at all.
You need a stable personality.
The stress primarily comes from not taking action over something that you can have some control over.
In 2009, former NBA superstar Antoine Walker shocked the world when he filed for bankruptcy, despite earning over $110 million during his basketball career. How? A series of bad decisions and extremely poor financial management. This raises a serious question about money. Why do so many people work tirelessly to earn it, only to struggle with keeping and managing it? According to the Mind Over Money survey by Capital One and the Decision Lab, 77% of Americans report feeling anxious about their financial situation. Look around today. People are earning more than ever, but debt is at an all-time high. Americans are sitting on a mountain of credit card debt, setting new records every year. It's a major sign that we haven't learned how to manage money. But the trick to handling it isn't some impossible mystery. It is in what you do. Even millionaires can fall victim to poor management, but those who genuinely succeed, those who are disciplined and understand the game, what do they do differently? The lucky ones have figured it out. Now it's your turn. To start figuring it out, ask yourself, are you in control of your finances, or are they controlling you? It's a hard truth, but many people go through life reacting to their financial situations instead of proactively managing them. This is where successful millionaires differentiate themselves. They take a deep dive into their financial habits and attitudes, making sure they're the ones steering the ship. Remember the example we gave at the start of the video about how Walker went bankrupt? One of the most well-known reasons was his inability to say no. He struggled to refuse people who asked him for money, often going blank and never saying no, and this lack of boundaries left him high and dry. Since he wasn't the one steering the ship, it was destined to sink. Speaking of sinking ships and losing control, remember that time you tried to play the part of the big spender, even though you only had a few bucks in your wallet, and ended up footing the bill for your friends too? That's precisely the mindset you need to leave behind. Millionaires did not get to where they are by being extravagant. They built their wealth through intelligent thinking and discipline. While earning money and enjoying the ride to wealth is tough, spending is where many of us trip up. We often pull out our credit cards without a second thought, spending what could take us a year or more to earn. This creates a never-ending cycle of stress and anxiety. So, how do you escape this merry-go-round? The answer is straightforward. You must jump off and learn to think like a millionaire. Most millionaires love what money can bring, but they spend wisely and appreciate every purchase. They often say that their top 3 priorities are spending time with family, traveling, and giving to causes they care about. These experiences add real value to their lives, far beyond the fleeting happiness that comes from owning things. On the road to gaining wealth, a person pays attention to money earned, money spent, and what the things owned cost. While those with enormous fortunes can afford to live luxuriously, those just starting have to be much more careful. If they didn't inherit their wealth, they are likely very aware of every dollar, every bit of interest, and every unnecessary expense in their lives. Building real wealth comes not just from paychecks, but also from smart spending and investing. You've probably heard the saying, if you've got it, flaunt it. But most millionaires don't feel the need to show off. They're happy and fulfilled and don't let their ego take charge. Entrepreneurs know that nothing is certain in life. If you manage your money wisely, it can support you and your family for years. But if you don't, you could find yourself starting over, and this is an eye-opening truth that keeps them grounded. Research shows that many millionaires shop at places like Walmart, Costco, Target, and JCPenney, just like everyone else. Those who want to stay wealthy don't usually drive flashy cars or live in massive mansions. Instead, they focus on values that go beyond showing off or bragging. Conversely, those who flaunt their wealth often end up in tough situations. Real riches come with a sense of humility, not superiority. This mindset promotes respect and care for others rather than a sense of entitlement. You can read stories about those who think they're above the rules, especially in Hollywood. That kind of thinking usually backfires and leads to their downfall. Warren Buffett is a study of frugalness. He has been interviewed and written about repeatedly, partly because he is such a fantastic role model for those wanting to become wealthy. Buffett lives in Omaha, NE, in the house he bought in 1958 for a little over $31,000. He has stated that he loves McDonald's hamburgers and cherry Coke. At Berkshire Hathaway, his dream job, he continues taking a $100,000 salary and lives on that amount. He keeps track of every dime he has and knows exactly where it goes. He knows what everything in his life costs him to have and maintain, and he refuses to own things that drain his bank account. He says he values his job, his family, and continued learning. Looking at Buffett's life is a study compared to what most think a millionaire's life should be like. He has said if most of us would stop up the outflow of money that leads here and there with no accountability, we would be on our way to amassing our wealth. Buffett says the most prominent problem young people get into is credit card debt. If you don't have it in the bank, don't spend it. This focus on financial discipline naturally leads us to the next step in wealth building and managing money: investing. Warren Buffett didn't just become a millionaire by being frugal. He educated himself on investing in the financial sector. He made his millions through smart investments and turned those millions into billions by reinvesting his earnings. Investing is a viable route to wealth, but knowing what you're doing is important. Some people engage in day trading, dedicating their time to studying market trends and making split-second trades. While this can be a full-time job, it's rare to become a millionaire this way. Sure, you can earn a comfortable living if you're skilled. Still, the real path to significant wealth often involves diversification across various assets, stocks, bonds, or real estate to weather market fluctuations. To become and remain a millionaire, strategic planning is important, and it starts with strategic thinking. Don't overlook this vital aspect of your financial life. Experts agree that everyone needs a plan to handle unexpected challenges. This includes building an emergency fund that can sustain you for 3 to 6 months without income. Also, having a budget that you stick to is critical, allowing for both savings and investments. As entrepreneurs are often forward-thinking and always looking for the next big opportunity, it's wise to keep some funds ready for quick access when needed. When investing, remember to avoid trends that seem too good to be true. While the promise of quick profits can be enticing, chasing after the latest explosion can lead to disappointment. Often, when something catches your eye, it may already be losing steam. So, stay focused on strategies that promise steady, long-term success rather than fleeting excitement. Don't invest in things you don't understand. Make sure you know about where you're putting your money and look at how that investment has performed. Talk to others for their opinions and take your time to think it over. If you can't find the time to think about it, it's best to skip it. Do understand how much risk you can handle. Avoid putting money into risky ventures if it will keep you up at night or raise your stress levels. Do know why you're choosing an investment. Maybe it has a strong track record, or you believe it's undervalued. Finally, diversify your investments. Spreading your money across different areas protects you from losing everything if one investment doesn't do well. Warren Buffett says to take everything you make in your investments and reinvest it. If you decide to invest in a risky investment, put what you make into safer places and continue to use that same amount in the risky investment. Don't overextend your investments or spending, but save for your kids or your grandchildren's education and emergencies. Know how to make tax breaks work for you. Don't make big, outlandish purchases. If you feel like driving a nice sports car one weekend, rent it. the cost of renting will be much less than owning, paying insurance, or maintaining it over time. Depreciation is another consideration. You can also rent jewelry, high-end accessories, and even clothes. Get over the need to own things. It is usually an ego trip and not part of sustaining your millionaire mindset.